So today we're going to be chatting about abandoned carts and how to recover them with automated emailers. So today I want to chat about the abandoned cart stats from 2021, and then I'll also run you through automated features which are really great to help you convert those abandoned carts into shoppers. The chat is open, so if you have any questions, Charlotte is on standby to answer the questions or to throw the question in while we're chatting. So please feel free to post your questions. And if you don't want to do it on the live chat, you are welcome to send us an email afterwards. So first of all, the definition of abandoned carts. It's when a user adds a product or products to their e-commerce shopping cart. So they've spent time shopping on your site, but they do not proceed through the checkout process to complete the purchase. They might do some steps in the checkout process, but not the entire process. If I look at very high level stats from statista.com, in March 2021, a report showed that across multiple industries internationally, so I suppose these reports are written in the US, so let's stick with the US, across multiple industries, the average abandoned cart rate is 80%. So there could be multiple reasons for this, and we will break down the reasons shortly, or at least some of them. But a lot of it goes down to the user journey and trust within the shopping environment. So here are some of the commonly spoken about reasons for abandoning a cart. You've got your high shipping costs. So if you are offering free shipping on your store and someone else is offering 100 Rand shipping and your products are the same price and your experience is the same, the customers are no doubt going to go with the free shipping. So it's very important to do market research and to look at your competing brands and see what they're doing in the market and make sure that you are aligned and not overpriced when it comes to shipping. There are other factors that you can take into account. So you might offer much better customer service or a great user journey versus someone who's offering free shipping. And if you've created a good name for yourself and customers have shopped with you before and had a really great experience, then there's a higher chance that they will check out with you. But at the end of the day, cash is king, I think. Discount codes that don't work. I've worked at a couple of retailers and there have been incidents where a promotion goes live and the code isn't actually working. Maybe it hasn't been tested beforehand. So in some of our other sessions, we touched on preparing for launch and making sure that your promo codes are working, your automatic discounts are working. You can turn them on the day before, you can test them and then disable them again so that they go live automatically the following day. Again, if it's a promo code that you haven't marketed, your customers aren't going to have that promo code. So no one's going to use it until the promotion starts because they won't know about it. In terms of shipping, besides the high costs, we've also got the time that it takes for the order to get to you. So if you're looking at a long lead time and your competitors are offering a 3-day lead time or a 1 to 3 day delivery time, customers are inclined to go with the shorter period, even if it costs a little bit more. So I personally would pay slightly more for an item that's going to arrive 5 days earlier because you're shopping online and you want instant gratification or you want to receive your order as fast as possible. Then having to re-enter credit cards. So I would have thought before seeing this report, I would have thought that this would have been higher up on the list. I suppose customers have stopped being so scared of using their credit card details online. But as soon as you have to start entering details again, I think customers panic and they think, why did that not work or why did the payment fail? And that can cause abandoned carts. And then having to re-enter shipping info, it's just irritating, I guess. And what's really important is to have a smooth, streamlined checkout process where the customer doesn't have to fill in their shipping details for shipping and for billing. You want it to auto-populate. You want to have as few fields as possible without interfering with the delivery areas. You want your courier obviously to know or to have the full address and know where they're going, but you don't want the customer to have to fill in fields for days. And on top of those, these are reasons that I've learned over the years and that I've seen while sort of exploring customer journeys and speaking to customers is your pricing. So I think the South African consumer and probably the international online consumer when you are shopping online, you've got 3 browser windows open or 5 browser windows open. You're searching on Google and you're finding the products that you're looking for. If you are buying a widely available product and you are looking for, let's say it's a deodorant from Clicks, from Dischem, from Takealot, and another retailer, I think generally the customers would open each of those or open a browser window for each of those stores and call up the same product, and that's when they would do a bit of analysis. So first of all, if your product is out of stock, you've obviously lost the sale. That would actually happen before an abandoned cart because the customer wouldn't even add the product to cart. But obviously having enough stock is important. So a customer might want more than 1 unit and you've only got 1 in stock. It doesn't really help at all. But your price and your shipping, and those would be costs specifically. So the price of your product, again, you need to make sure that you are priced within the market. So if the customer's got 4 browser windows open, they're looking at the exact same product and they are seeing one of the retailers is selling it for 5 Rand more, the other one is 10 Rand more, and the other one is 3 Rand below price or below the retail price, the recommended selling price. They would generally go with the cheapest item. However, they would take into account the time for shipping. So if it's going to take 10 days to get the product, they're not going to do it. And if shipping is 100 Rand and they're buying a deodorant, they're also not going to proceed to payment. What's also important then is product descriptions. So again, your customer's got the same product open in multiple browser windows. And as soon as they need to look for information for a product, so you haven't got your product description, you haven't got your product specifications, and let's talk an electronic product. Let's say it's a speaker. What is the Bluetooth range, what is the sound quality, all of this information that your customer would need, a warranty, for instance. If the customer can't find that on your website and they find it on another retailer's website, they're obviously going to check out on the other retailer's website, even if the price is slightly more or the shipping period is a bit longer. And product terms, or shopping terms at least, when shopping on your site, it needs to be clear to your customer that your payments are secure. It needs to be clear that you will accept returns if the product is faulty. Your delivery terms need to be clear as well. Customer needs to know upfront before checking out what they're in for. And then trust and security as well is super important. So trust can be raised in various ways, and that's obviously building communities around your brand and customer reviews, Google reviews, social media reviews, and obviously working with trusted payment partners. You want the customers to see the logos of the payment options, so your MasterCard, your Visa, your QR code, and they want to know that they are checking out with a trusted brand, because generally the risk is much lower than if you're shopping on a site and you've never seen the payment gateway name before. You obviously should feel a bit nervous. So if customers are abandoning carts, let's say 100 people go to your store, just as an example, 80 of them decide not to check out, you need to make sure that you've got some kind of abandoned cart product in place or some kind of abandoned cart strategy in place. Lots of the online e-commerce service providers or the e-commerce platforms have got abandoned cart plugins or automated abandoned cart recovery built in. So you obviously need to make sure that that's enabled. And I'll take you through some of the setup steps in the next slides as well. So you need a convenient and automated solution. So how abandoned carts work is you want to track, recover, and manage abandoned carts for your online store. And essentially, when you've got this data, you want to remind or persuade your customer to complete their order. So a reminder could just be a gentle reminder where they receive an email, and a persuasion could be when you send your customer a discount or promo code or offer them free shipping. There are obviously a few ways to convert the customers, and that would obviously be dependent on your budget and your business strategy. But the two ways that I want to discuss today would be your automated customizable emails for your online store and manual emails with a personal touch. So when customers add the products to cart, they would click proceed to checkout. They would enter their email address, agree to your shopping terms or your company terms. They might opt in or out for marketing emailers. They would then enter their shipping address. They would choose their payment option. And what would happen is they would click on proceed to payment and for some reason decide to abandon the cart, or they might not even go as far as payment, but the e-commerce software would have generated an order ID in the background already. So although there's no confirmed order, the details are all stored within the e-commerce environment. So if your customer closes their browser window because they realize that they are late for a meeting, or they decide that they aren't 100% sold on the purchase yet, maybe they are still considering if it's a high spend, the e-commerce software at least has the contact details, the list of products that the customer was buying, the payment option that they were going to use, and the shipping method. Obviously, if they don't proceed to certain stages, you might not have all of that information, but generally you want this information so that you know how to react to the abandoned cart. And then once this information is in the e-commerce software, there are certain stages that abandoned carts can follow. So basically you would set up the abandoned carts and you would say, I want to send a reminder email to this customer on a specific date. When you do that, you would obviously customize your email, and automatically after a certain time or date, the email would fire off to your customer to say, hey, you've left something in your cart. The status would then update to reminder email sent. Once the if the customer does, if you have not set up automated abandoned cart emailers, you can also get a notification that says reminder email not sent. And if you do the first steps, so it's your reminder email sent or scheduled, your reminder email sent. If the customer proceeds to purchase, you'll have proceeds to checkout, you'll have a recovered status. Here is an example of what you would see in the back end. So I'm specifically using Netcash Shop, and I've used the built-in integrated abandoned carts feature. And as a customer places an order, or they proceed to check out and they don't complete the order, it generates an order number in the back end in the control panel. And I can see all the information about this order. I can see the products, I can see the shipping method, the payment method, and the customer details. What I can do at this stage, I can decide if I want to send an automatic recovery email, or if I want to create a very customizable email. Maybe it's a customer that I know very well because they shop with me often. I can really customize the email, but I can also customize templates to send the emails automatically. So you can see the status of this one. It says reminder email scheduled. So basically this customer has placed an order, or they've proceeded to check out, they haven't completed, and depending on what settings or what parameters I've set up for my abandoned cart strategy, it would schedule the email according to those time frames. Here's an example of how a recovery email could look when setting up. So you can customize your email subject, you can customize the actual message, and again, it's send email manually, or this would be a standard template that you send out automatically. You can also preview your email before sending. When you are customizing emails, or when you are setting up the emails, you should make the email personal by adding your customer's name. So as we mentioned in some of the other slides, you've got pretty much all of your customers' details, their name, their contact details, the products they've ordered. So you would want to make the email personal by adding their name. Another way to persuade the customer to check out would be to offer them some kind of discount. You can actually build in automatic discounts with abandoned carts. So you might have a free shipping discount code, or a coupon code to give a discount. You can actually build those into the abandoned cart recovery emails and customize it so that your customer receives an email, and if it's a specific product, they get a specific code, or it might be a company-wide or a site-wide discount code. That's obviously up to you and your business strategy, but you can customize these, you can add discounts. You can also add related products. So the customer would receive their email to say you've left the following items in your cart. Here's a discount code to persuade you to check out, and obviously These are recommended products, so there might be complementary or cross-sell, upsell products that you want to add into the email, which could actually encourage the customer to increase their basket size before checking out. So that's a really nice, handy strategy. Then in the same admin panel with Netcash Shop, once your abandoned cart email has been sent, the status would update to reminder email sent. When you see the status, you would know that the customer's received your email, and you can also use the filters to put up all the email reminders that have been sent or the email reminders that are still going to be sent, and you can get a good view of what is happening with your abandoned orders. When a customer receives the abandoned cart emailer and they proceed to checkout, your order gets a recovered status, and the order would actually appear under your sales tab in the admin panel. So it would come in as an order with a confirmed payment if you've used the Netcash payment gateway to check out. Confirmed order, confirmed payment, and that's a recovered cart. On your dashboard, you'll also see a summary of all the carts that have been abandoned and recovered. And I also think that an abandoned cart recovery strategy, or when you've set it up, is also so important, because you can analyze the data and you might be able to spot things that you're doing wrong in your store. For instance, if it's the same product that keeps appearing, maybe it's price, maybe it's delivery. If it's a really high percentage of abandoned carts, check your process, or check your checkout process. Is your payment gateway up and running? Are all the address fields available? Just make sure that your tech is working, and that your products and your promo codes and all of the information that you've added as a merchant are all available and happy and healthy for the client to find and use. And finally, here's an example of an abandoned cart emailer. So again, you can fully customize this. And on the first example, the larger image, I've said you left items in your cart. That's just a standard abandoned cart emailer. The customer can view the product in store. They can select to complete the order directly. And of course, all of your customer or your contact details are on the email as well. And on the other block that I've added on the slide, you can see I've said enjoy 20% off your next order, apply sneaker 20 at checkout. So this would allow your customer to take that promo code, click complete order, proceed to checkout, enter the promo code, and get their discount. So the persuade, or the persuade option, is really adding the promo code, because you're giving the customer a stronger reason to check out and buy your product. And if, for instance, it was a price sensitive issue, or they were even considering buying the item and the shipping time is what they were considering, when they see 20% off, they are more likely to proceed to checkout. It could obviously be a free shipping voucher, it could be 10% off or a rand value off, however you want to set it up, however you feel the strategy is right for your business is what you can do. Again, fully customizable. So thanks for joining today. I don't see any comments in the comments section. We have got some upcoming webinars, which is e-commerce trends to watch in 2022, as well as Facebook and Instagram selling in 2022. So please keep an eye on the webinar page. You can sign up for the webinars either by emailing us directly, or we will update the webinar page today for the future webinars so that you can sign up. And please follow us on social on Instagram and Facebook. And thanks very much for joining us.